Okay, if you can see the sign up there, that's Collier County's Growth Management Division. I'll tell you a story about. Maybe I can just set this camera down for a second. I would normally I'd have gone outside and stood in front of the building, but it's pouring rain. Here's what's wrong with government, okay, in a nutshell. I'm going to pull a piece of paper out. I don't know if you can probably not focus on this. It's a survey. I had a client ask me if it were possible to get a survey of the house. It's a single-family house at Vanderbilt Country Club. And I said, that shouldn't be any problem. I'll go down to the records department at the building department, and we should be able to get one. So I came down and ordered it. The only problem is there was a misunderstanding about what I wanted. So they called me back and said they would have to fish it, get it out of their microfiche, I guess. And it would be about a week. So about a week went by, and the lady was very, very nice. She called and she said, I have your survey, Mr. Barakat. So I came down to pick it up Friday morning. And this is amazing. First you take a number. You go through the gate at the door, right there. It says use the other door. Pull on the right one. Anyway, I went in there and I took a number. And I was told when I finally was served that I had to go to the other end of the building. So I walked around this labyrinth in there. Hundreds and hundreds of employees, and they're mostly very, very good people. You know, they're not organized properly. I mean, if they were working for FedEx, they would be amongst, you know, the most efficient people in the world, because FedEx and UPS and private corporations, they organize themselves to make their people productive. Anyway, I digress. So I get down there. I have to take another number, by the way. I get another number, and I get told, yes, just take a seat, we'll get your copy. So the young lady makes a photocopy and says, now don't write on this. I said, no, I won't. I promise I won't write on it. And she said, that'll be 15 cents. I said, okay. I said, here's $1, you know, you can keep the change. She was very nice. She said, no, you've got to go to the cashier. Well, the cashier is back in this end of the front end of 2800 Horseshoe Drive North. And I got there, and there were 4 cashiers, you know, 4 lines. The only thing is, there was only one cashier. So we were piled up about 8 or 9 deep, and I waited, you know, and I presented my bill for 15 cents and my photocopy, and she said, well, that'll be 15 cents. And I said, okay. I said, here's $1, you know, keep the change. And then she said, no, she said, I've got to make change so I can give you a receipt. I said, well, I don't really need the receipt, you know, just keep it. And she said, oh, you can't leave without a receipt, because when you leave the building, this is their cash management system. They want to make sure, you know, that everything's been paid for. So anyway, she's got to go in the back room to get change for $1. And she's got 3 quarters and a dime to give me. And when she hands it to me, the dime fell between her computer screen or something. And I said, well, that's okay. She's like, I can't give you the receipt, and you can't leave the building without that receipt until I get that dime. So she had to move her monitor and her keyboard. And anyway, we found the dime, and here again is that survey. And that's why the less government you have, the more you can privatize it, the more efficient it's going to be. You know, at the very least, they ought to charge $1 for the copy. And it ought to be a thing where you stick $1 in a machine in the computer, and it should be public records. There's nothing private about it. So if you want stimulus money, be a government and waste it. In the meantime, have a great week, everybody.